where will this leave the whole Azimio brigade until 2027? Okay. What will be their area of operation? Of course, we having limits, the constitutional limits and what have you. And then now come 2027, fast forward to 2 months or even 3 months to election. How will it look like, Azimio? With this office in place, funded by the government also, you know, did that, because the government, I also suppose that the government will also oppose the opposition. So fast forward to 5 months to election, 2027.
Let me put it this way. I think what I like about Raila, he has probably some liberties which others don't have in terms of how he manages the population, especially his supporters. One important thing, and I'll tell you this from experience, I have run for political office myself. You are not your own at a point. There are so many interests that are cumulative in nature, and you can't abandon them from your human side, and for the fact that there is a reaction to it.
Yeah.
For every action, there is a reaction. And therefore, you will realize that even with a brain, the best brain you have in politics, it is adulterated by those surrounding interests that you keep on referring to when making decisions, because they have been good to you at a point. And therefore, the question here will be, does Raila Odinga have unfinished business? Yes, he does. To himself, to society, to his supporters, and also to his brigade, those that are close to him. The second issue will be, can Raila Odinga disengage and then engage again towards the election? Yes, he can. He has done it before with Uhuru Kenyatta. He disengaged completely, had his time, because many things were being taken care of by government. He was almost, in fact, by de facto, he was in government. Yeah. Of course, by law he wasn't, because the deputy was the current president. But he enjoyed that moment. When he engaged back to politics, we all thought he had lost it and he was, but he had a good traction with and relationship with the population again, and it happened how it happened. The argument as to if he was out, he would have probably had more influence than if he had not associated himself with the government. Yeah. It's probably a debate will not settle, because we can't know. The point remains that Raila Odinga, as it is, can still get into the office, disengage from the politics that he had already formatted in the beginning of the term for the last few months, and then come back and engage for purposes of the next election. Now, what happens then to the other leadership? They have to watch Raila Odinga and his decisions. Probably continue to cajole him to remain in politics, because, look, if he's not there, there'll be emergency of other politicians, and also the death of some political careers. So to sustain Raila Odinga, make him politically alive for the longest time possible, is to sustain political careers of certain people. There are certain governors we know in Nyanza, for instance, who are in office because Raila said they should be in offices. Not because the people wanted them, it's because if then Raila had left them alone to fight it, they wouldn't be there. And they have a duty, therefore, to funnel the political life of Raila for purpose of their own existence. Like I said, there are two issues in politics. First is the dominance of the personal interest, the one who is running into office are foremost, and then later, and of course at distance, is that then the persons, what they want, the water and the schools and all that, that becomes a distance far off from what is dominant. So what is dominant is the interest at the time. Of course, it is the interest of the top, who is Raila Odinga, and the others that come, until the MCAs down there and others that are waiting to come into the fold too.